Lahat, it just seemed like there in the second half you really took over inside for that stretch there. Just what was flowing for the offense there in the second half?
I mean, I feel like I was kind of making shot. When the game started, I think I make my first 3 shots, and after that I missed 5 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So the first half, and in my mindset, I'm like, I just gotta keep attacking every time. So you cannot like think about the missing and making. So I just, the second half I was just like more patience on the post and just, and it came easy. So yeah.
Just what does it say about the team to get that type of win in that sort of fashion?
No, we just gotta keep fighting because at the end of the day, in this conference, only one team probably gonna make it to the NCAA. So and it can't be anybody. So we just gotta, keep getting better all the way to the tournament. So yeah.
Boston, you had that missed dunk there. Yeah, a similar reaction. Just how good did it feel to kind of get past that play and keep being aggressive the way you were the rest of the way?
Yeah, I just wanted to bounce back from my last game. Just didn't play as well as I wanted to. So just try to come in, make a statement versus a really good team, a team that's been in the tournament for the past 2 years, or I'm not sure, but a tournament team. So yeah, just trying to bounce back. We won in one. We've been in a hole, and we wanted to win in front of our home crowd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just in the last time out, Peterson, I saw him talking a lot to you, so I kind of assumed that play was going to you. But yeah. Just getting in the lane the way you did down the stretch, just how important was that to get those paint touches late?
Man, it was super important. Like the last bucket, just being aggressive. Just sometimes I'll shy away, not really being aggressive, and I feel like that sometimes hurts our team. So just putting pressure on the defense, whether that's me scoring or collapsing the defense, passing it out. So yeah, it was a big emphasis to own the paint.
Boston, I'll just kind of add that to that paint. I think it was 26-12 in favor of them in the paint in the first half. So you guys outscored them. It would be 30-18 in the second half in the paint. How'd you flip that?
Coach coming in at halftime and just kind of getting into us and letting it be known that they're beating us in the paint. That's one thing he always emphasizes is to own the paint, and we weren't doing that the first half. And it's kind of we kind of finished the half a little slower, and credit to them as well, but. The second half, we got a fire under us, and it started, it ignited.
Lahat, same for you. Obviously, you're a big part of that as well. So what was working that maybe wasn't in the first half? Is it a mindset as much as anything?
If I say for me, I don't know. It's just a missed shot because all the shots that I missed in the first half, if you look at it, it was like right there. Like it was just a little short, so I just needed to just make it. So it was just a miss, But yeah, coming into the second half, like short memory, just forget about it and just keep going because I know what I can do. Like when I catch the ball, just to score and stuff, trying to be efficient every game. But it was just a miss shot. Nothing. They wasn't doing nothing crazy. I mean, a couple times they double team, but I kick it out and it was like wide open 3 or Boston was cutting and I just kind of passed him the ball and he scored. So it wasn't nothing crazy. It's just like a miss shot, I guess.
Boston. As far as there's been a lot of close games. I mean, you guys look at your record, and coming into today, it was 4 losses in the league by 4 points or less, and this looked like for a while it might be heading in that direction. So, well, how does it feel? What kind of boost is it to the confidence of this group just to finally get one of that nature?
Man, it's huge. Especially going into March. I think this is the perfect time. Of course, we don't want to lose as the games we lost earlier in the year, but it's not about how you start; it's how you finish.
Yep.
And I think the momentum we're going to gain from this game, and then come Thursday, Saturday, I think it'll be great for us heading into the tournament.
Yeah, I love this game. It's the Black History game, right? And it means a lot to me because we have players coming from everywhere, right? And to feel welcome in our community, just with our students, our faculty, athletics, our community. We got people from Senegal. We have Houston. We have Denver. Kansas City, Lincoln, Portland. We got kids from everywhere, and I think it's a really important game for us. I'm glad we do it every year, and I just want to say thanks to Marcus for heading that thing up and putting that on with student activities. He's big time. About the game, Man, I really haven't looked at a stat sheet, to be honest with you. I know Boston played really well, obviously. Had a big shot at the end. I thought Lahat played great. Our bench was really, really good. He got good minutes out of Jake Brack. Isaac's continuing to develop. I just thought it was a team effort and found a way to get a stop on the last possession. You're kind of in between there. There's too much time left almost, right? But you want that time left in case you miss. So you have a chance to either foul or get an offensive rebound. And was there more than 4 seconds left? And they just dribbled it up and called the timeout. So you got to trust your defense there. I thought Boston made a great play. Credit to them. I mean, I don't know how they're the 8th place team in the league, right? They're so talented. The hard part with that team is they all shoot it. They're very good shooters. And when they put 14 at the 5, he can really shoot it. So you got to go small. You got to take Lahat out and switch 5. And then on top of that, because they all can shoot it, they can put the ball on the floor too. And it's an ISO, space you out, try to drive you. So we struggled a little bit guarding the ball, but that's because they were such good shooters. So credit to them. I thought they played great. We've been in a lot of close games. 1 possession, 3 possession, 1 possession, 2 possession over our last 4 losses. We've always been right there, just haven't gotten over that hump. And I think those 4 losses obviously helped us win this game.
9.4 seconds left timeout. Just what did you say to Boston near the end of that timeout? And
Yeah,
what did you like about that play?
just go through the scenarios. Obviously, we wanted him to drive it. In a situation like that, they're probably not going to foul, right, because they don't want to put you at the line. So you got to be aggressive to the rim. And we just kind of went over the second check. It's like a quarterback read, right? If this isn't here, this is what we're doing. If he forces you right, this is what we're doing. So just going through it, and it's a play we ran a lot, right, and do it at practice, and just really trusted Boston. He was playing well, and anytime he plays on 2 feet around the rim, he's super solid.
Just his aggressiveness down the stretch, does that kind of help soften the blow of that missed dunk earlier in the game?
Yeah, I just said that upstairs on the radio. That dunk would have blew the roof off this place, right? And he kind of put his head down, and that's the biggest thing with Boston. You just got to make the next play. Like, we can't control what just happened. Now let's go get a stop on defense and come back down. It will make up for it some way, shape, or form. But I love the energy. I mean, that dunk would have been crazy, and but he missed it, and the next time he'll make it.
Yeah, Caleb got a dunk there down 10 to kind of ignite things there. It seemed like he had more than 10 points just because each of his buckets were just so impactful within the realm of the game. Just what did you like about how he kind of played that supporting role there?
Yeah, I love Caleb, obviously. I don't love it when he's in foul trouble in the first half. I thought one of them was a really bad foul. The other one, he's got his hands in there, right? And so you're up 19-12, and Caleb comes out of the game because he got 2 fouls. It really affected our team. I don't know what the run they went on was, but it was massive, right? So we need him in the game and put him back in, obviously, and then took him out with 2 minutes left. Just wasn't going to risk getting another foul called. But he's important to our team. He's a very good defender. I thought he did a really good job on McBride. And he's a voice for us. So need him on the floor as much as possible.
Yeah, just when the game was in the 60s, too, it seemed like that's when Lahat really took the game over. Kind of what was the message to him just at that portion of the game?
Yeah, well, obviously we believe in him because we keep throwing it in there. Now, they were doubling. They were taking it off. Somebody would randomly go, and it got messed up a little bit because we were hitting Boston or we were hitting some cutters when they would double, and we got layups. So they kind of took it off and just, we call it shrinking the floor, where they just back and forth trying to slap at it. But I've been really hard on Boston the last, 2 or 3 days, but I've also been really hard on Lahat the last 2 or 3 days. And I've been around those guys for a long time. And after the win in the locker room, I just kind of gave them a hug and I said, "You guys know I still love you, right?" And they kind of just smiled and started laughing like, "Coach, we're good," because I was so hard on them, right? And I have high expectations for them, and I want to see them do well when they're done here, right? When they go and play professionally and they have to support their family. Like I want them to look back and be like, "Okay, that made sense now."
Paint emphasis at halftime, I would imagine.
Ooh.
I think it was 26-12 in the first half, and you guys completely flipped it 30-18 in the second half, or you still wins it, but just by 2. How did you get that flipped?
Yeah, we brought that up. I think a lot of it was screen and roll. We were too low on the ball screens, and it allowed them to get in the paint. And then when they get too deep, now they're kicking it back out, and we're closing out in long closeout situations, and that's where they're able to just drive us again, and that really hurt us. So by fixing our ball screen defense, thought that really, really helped in the second half.
On the offensive end, how did you kind of get it going? Because, I mean, it felt like there was probably 4 or 5 shots 3 feet and in that just didn't go in the hole. I mean, they were there for you, just didn't make them.
Yeah.
Is it that simple? They just made them in the second half?
Yeah, I just said guys make more shots. No. Just putting guys in positions. We do a lot of scouting, but we also do a lot of scouting on ourselves to figure out which way guys are better driving it. So you can't run a play to somebody's right hand if they're much better going to their left or vice versa. So just putting them in situations where, hey, if you miss it, we're going to come right back to you and run another play for you to get downhill. And I think if you watch us over the year, our plays have gotten simpler. It's not, 3 or 4 passes, a down screen. It's like one pass and a ball screen, or we're trying to get something that complements our players' strengths.
So many close games in league play. I think coming into the day, it was 4 of the 10 lobs, whatever it is, 4 points or less. And it could have been another one of those today. So what does it do for the confidence of this group to finally get one of those?
Yeah. 1 possession, 3 possessions, 1 possession, 2 possessions over our last 4 losses. So I think those really helped us, right, being in close games like that. And it's hard to lose. But as a coach, you come in here and you're like, are we showing the film today? Can we just keep doing this and showing the film? And every single time I tell myself, we're showing it because we have a lot of young dudes that need to learn. And it might not help us this second or this game or this practice, but they're going to learn from it. And that's really hard to do as a head coach, to sit there and just point out everything on why we're losing games. And I give the guys a lot of credit. Like, they come out and practice, and usually when we get after it in film, they respond in a major, major way. The second piece is I thought our crowd was fantastic. It was super loud in here, and anytime you're in a close game at home, obviously that really, really helps. And try not to get emotional about it, but there's certain people and certain fans, and you look around and, like, I was here for 4 years. I know where people sit, right? And now I'm back here as a head coach, and I see them every single time we play. And we're in last place, right? But they are so loyal, and that's why I love this place. The fans are so loyal. They keep showing up every single time, and they're going to support you win, lose, or draw. And the exciting part is when we get this figured out and we get it turned around, it's going to be a lot more fun to celebrate with those people because I see them every single night.
Just lastly, just Boston, 4 out of his last 5 games, 20-plus. I mean, he seems to be hitting his individual peak at kind of the perfect time. And if he can supplement that with, a little more consistency from Lahat and Caleb, I mean, it feels like you're really onto something with that group and can go around them or build with them.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, is building not just a team, not just for 1 year to try to be good, building a program so when we get these guys back next year, we're a step ahead, right? They know what to expect. They've been through the trenches. They show up and they're ready to compete every single day, and we can keep getting better with this group. You look at our bench, a lot of those guys are really young guys, right? I played Vaughn and Steve in the first half, didn't play them in the second half, but they're going to get that experience, and it's going to be super valuable. So, just if we can get our crew back, I really like the direction we're heading. We just haven't fully gotten over that hump yet, but I believe in our guys through and through.